Yeah.
We're getting closer. If you notice how these games are getting closer, right? And I think I wouldn't be shocked to have for Naughty Dog to be that. I mean, Naughty Dog is a premier developer, right? Premier top of the line, right?
Yeah.
Even though, thank God they're not getting the heat for this Last of Us One port.
Yeah.
They're a top notch developer, right? There's anyone who doubts that is just a hater, right? They're one of the best in the business, right? So I can see PlayStation are trusting them to be the all right. If anyone's going to do it first, we're going to let y'all be the ones to do it, right? I know for some people they're going to be afraid of, oh, is this going to take away from my PlayStation 5? As in, there, it's not a PlayStation game being ported over. The way this reads out, their next game is being built with PC in mind, which is why I'm so hard up on telling you it's day and date. I almost said something else. Well, I'm so hard up on telling you it's going to be day and date, right? Because they're telling you they're building their next game with PC in mind, not just your DualSense controller, mouse, and keyboard. So they're not going to do all this work for the PC version of the game, right? And have it ready for you day one and give it to you a year later. That's not what's about to happen. That's not about to happen. They're going to do all that work from then up until when it releases to release it day one on PC. This isn't a port. You got to understand that. This isn't a port. It's going to be built from the ground up with PC in mind, not just PlayStation. Times have changed.
So my console is not first and foremost anymore?
No. Sorry. Sorry.
This is the natural
But what about the DualSense?
What about the power of the SSD?
Nah, I'm talking mess, but I ain't. It's funny, right? I kind of feel bad, like for those folks who are seriously, because it's sad that they sold the whole idea of like this is the only thing that matters and anything else will diminish it. So that any slight change that comes along, like honestly, the way everything is going, it's like they're using Jim Ryan as the fall guy for all the adjustments of bringing PlayStation into the modern gaming world. And then they'll just throw it at him, kick him to the side, and bring up some champion. Like
that to believe that if it's not just on your console, it's inferior. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like that's what they've done. And it's a hell of a sales tactic. Obviously it works, but the problem with that is you build up this whole scenario of if you have any fault or any chink or any shift in your armor or in your layout or your sales pitch or your design, that it's crumbling. So they put themselves in a corner, and that's why now that I said it out loud, I could definitely see them using Jim Ryan as like the guy for the change. And then they sacrifice him and bring up.
And in 20 years, we'll praise him.
Yeah, like he made the right. Yeah, there'll be documentaries and everything. Yeah. I could totally see that happening, because they're making the adjustments.
They are.
I think
they really are.
I know Jim Ryan gets a lot of crap, and people love Sean Layden. I love Sean Layden too. Yeah. I think Jim Ryan was the person they needed because he is bringing on a change that I don't think the old PlayStation regime would have been.
They would have never done
to do right now. It could be to where he's being forced to do it because Jim Ryan has the boss, right? He got people to report to. He got people. So maybe they're forcing him to do it, right? But I don't see the old PlayStation wanting anything to do with not only being on PC but promoting PC and saying, "Hey, we're going to make games," and without telling you, like, hey, you don't necessarily have to buy a PlayStation to do it. If you want, not I'll tell you want to experience our next game, we're building it up day one for your PC. You don't have. They're telling you whether it's DualSense or mouse and keyboard. I.e., hey, you don't have to buy a PlayStation, but you can spend $70 in software where we will 100% make a profit on, which we don't do with our console. Which is the game of the game. Microsoft could care less about you buying a damn Xbox. Are you subscribed to Game Pass?
Yep.
Yeah. PlayStation, even though Microsoft ain't really showing dollars and cents. PlayStation knows that makes sense.